I wanted to take this opportunity to say something to you all, our head teachers, governors, and the staff working so hard in all of our Catholic schools across the diocese. I do so at what I know is a particularly challenging time for all of us, and which places particular demands upon our schools and all those associated with them. And I wanted to thank you in this time for all that you're doing. I hope you will not mind me reminding all of us of a story from the life of Thomas Edison, the great American inventor. Among other things, he was known for inventing the light bulb, but also a lot of the electrical and electronic equipment that we use today. In fact, we would not be able to communicate via social media if it hadn't been for some of the inventions that he brought about. What is less well known about him is an episode from his early life. One day, the young Thomas was sent home with a note from his teacher for his mother. And as his mother read the note aloud to him, tears welled up in her eyes. It said, "Your son is a genius. We're not able to teach him in our school, so please teach him at home." Many years later, when the adult Thomas was going through some of his mother's papers after she had died, he came across the note which the teacher had sent home that day. What it actually said was, "Your son is mentally deficient. We cannot have him in our school. Please teach him at home." The adult Thomas became quite emotional upon reading this, and on that day wrote in his diary, "I became a great inventor because of the love and affirmation of my mother." And of course it's true, a word of affirmation can change a person's life entirely. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to greet you today, because in our schools you seek to be the living face of Jesus Christ to all of our children and young people. You do so because at the heart of Catholic education is the development of the whole person, that we seek to bring each child, each young person, to their fullest potential. I'm aware of the amount of things that you've been doing in these days since lockdown, how you have been serving so generously our schools and indeed the wider communities linked to our schools. Firstly, you've done so by keeping our schools available to some of the children in our communities who have needed to be in school in these months, either because they need to be looked after or because their parents are key workers. It has been inspiring too to see the different liturgies, the online masses, online lessons, homework suggestions, PowerPoint ideas, letters and newsletters that you have all shared through social media. But it has been equally humbling to hear of the food parcels, vouchers and prayers which you have shared from our schools with those in need in the wider community. Thank you all for your generosity in this. I realise too that there continues to be much uncertainty across our country over when our schools will fully open. There are legitimate questions about how this will happen and what it might look and feel like. It is a burden felt by all, but I know most especially by those in senior leadership and in our cast central team. In the midst of this, I simply wanted to say that we are immensely grateful for all that you've done so far and all that you will continue to do to support Catholic education and to support the families and children across our diocese. I know too that you will do your utmost to welcome back with great warmth more of our pupils into our schools from the 1st of June onwards. I understand that the planning, the risk assessing, and the sheer amount of work comes at a personal cost, especially to those in leadership. I ask you please to look after yourselves. Your own physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being is vital. If there is anything that we can do to support you in this, then do please be in touch with CAST or with our Diocesan Schools Commission. We can help put you in touch with some good resources to assist you during this challenging and unsettling time. It's so important that we take the opportunities available to remain healthy and well. Not only is that good for us, but it means we will be able to serve our families and our children and indeed the wider community throughout this period. Please be assured of my prayers for all of you, for those in leadership, for our head teachers, for all the staff, for governors, for all those who support the mission of our schools, for families and most particularly for our children. I ask you also to pray for me. You will know that the Lord said, "Let the little children come to me." So we ask him to bless the children and young people of our diocese, to bless us and all that we do to help bring them closer to him. Thank you, and God bless you.